Hey guys, DRS211 here to give you part 7 of the tutorial series for the speedrun of Dragon Warrior 1 GBC. If you noticed the last time we fought Dragon, we got to level 13 and we learned the spell Return. So with Return we can actually bypass the screens to get out of the castle and we can direct warp. This saves us about 25 to 30 seconds. For this split we're just going to do 2 dragon fights. We're going to get to level 14. This is a normal kind of dragon split right here where we're going to cast Repellent. Then we're going to go 3 steps after the damage steps, and we're going to cast Repellent again. The one thing that's different about this section of dragon fights, there's going to be 4 of them to get to level 15, is that we actually want to save Repellent steps as much as possible. At level 15, we learn the spell Repel. So we can use that the same way as we use Repellent now, where we can cast it just outside of the castle, then 3 steps after the damage steps. But, since we need 8 Repels to do 4 dragon fights, and we only have 6, we kind of have a conundrum. We could return to the town and go buy repellents, but that would take more time than we'd probably save even if we got into battles. Another option we can use is that we can save repellent steps after the dragon fight. Ideally you end up the dragon fight with around 10 to 15 HP. That's dependent on what happens in the dragon fight, obviously. But if you notice that every time that you come out of the cave after the dragon fight, you should have 25 steps that you can cast, or that you can walk with repellent still effective. So if you have 10 HP, that means you basically have 15 extra steps where the repellent is still active. You can then use that coming out of the castle to gain 15 steps, cast repellent at that point, and then do 15 more steps past the damage steps than you normally would. So if you can do that 4 or 3 times, then you can actually gain what is basically an extra repellent and save a lot of battling you can do. That's probably going to save you anywhere from 15 to 45 seconds, assuming you get that lucky and you have kind of 10 to 15 HP. If you don't, if you end up dragon fights with 25 HP, then you're kind of just going to fight it out on that last walk. So I haven't talked too much on this fight. It's basically the same as the last one. You do have a little bit higher damage range that you could do. You notice we got the 24 and 23s. So we had to do 8 attacks there. I would still suggest the plus minus to just watch and say, hey, it's plus 3 for a 23, it's minus 1 for a 19, and I would just go with that. So we have 22 HP, which means that we're going to have 3 extra steps that we can take coming out of here. Normally you might say, hey, that's not worth it, it's only 3 steps, but in my opinion, every step is worth it. And it's actually easier if you only have a few steps, because then you can very easily tell where the repellent is going to run out. So notice we took the 3 steps, and we cast repellent, and then we're good to go. So we're also going to use that 3 steps after the damage steps, where we'd normally cast our second repellent. And once again, this is kind of a standard dragon walk outside of using the extra repellent steps. So nothing new here, it's just about focus. New runners have a tendency not to cast repellent until they see it pop up. You're trying to focus on a lot of things at the same time, so that's pretty understandable. I know I had that problem. So with the level 13 dragon fight, it works just like the level 12 where you're going to heal up and cast Radiant. Once we get to 14 and 15, our damage ranges and how much HP we have kind of differs, so we'll start to alter the strats a little bit there. For level 14, it's not so much. At level 15, that's kind of where we will go away from healing up every time. So we had good luck with the encounters here. We're going to get all the way to Dragon, and we'll do the plus-minus scale. So that's a good first attack. Alright, so we're at 2 plus 4, plus 7. And notice if we get to plus 13 here, that actually means we can probably do this in 7 attacks. So 4 plus 7. Now we're plus 10, so now we're definitely in range of doing this in 7 attacks. So we're going to kind of prepare for if we have 2 attacks we can do. So we just need a 23 or above here, play it a little safe, but boom, we're good to go. Got that in 7. We actually could have been a little bit more risky and just waited to cast heal. We're pretty sure we're going to go in front of Dragon, but safety is a good thing to have. Oh, and if you notice, we cast Return there by accident, and we bonked. You actually can't cast Return to get out of the cavern, so you still have to cast outside every time. So we did have 31 HP coming out, so we are going to have to run out of repellent and then walk it out. Luckily we had a few extra steps, so we only had to walk 3 steps there. So So that was the end of this split. I just wanted to talk to you about the repellents and the level 13 fights. So hopefully move on to the next one. That's going to be the level 14 fights, kind of like using the rest of the repellents and going forward from there. Alright, thanks and see you later.